If your past life had an impact on your present one, have you ever thought about that? Imagine a different version of yourself as you uncover the secrets and stories of your past selves and how they have shaped you into who you are now. You may be taken aback by the results of your investigation, despite your natural curiosity. According to Buddhist beliefs, life is cyclical, and every one of us carries karma and lessons from our past lives with us. Every person carries the wisdom and actions of their past lives with them. According to Buddhist beliefs, it is possible to identify patterns in our behavior and unearth dormant abilities by thinking back on our past selves. What would you do if you found out you were a wise sage or a powerful individual? What if, though, some of the issues you're currently dealing with stem from events that transpired long ago? By the end of the movie, you may have a better grasp on, and maybe even some control over the most important aspects of your life. This class will teach you how to access this knowledge and unearth long-forgotten details about your past. It's about being a different person, not merely being inquisitive. Are you ready to be astonished before we embark on this journey of self-discovery? Please hit the like button on the video. Please subscribe, hit the bell button, and comment below if you would like to increase the amount of positive energy in your life. Make sure you don't miss anything by doing so. I'm ready to break free from the past and discover who I really am. When parts of your life seem to repeat itself, have you ever wondered why? Take the possibility that you'll always feel completely alone, regardless of the number of people around you. On the other hand, perhaps you're the kind of person who's always willing to lend a hand, but who goes unappreciated. These events can have a connection to your previous existence rather than being random occurrences. Your problems in this life, such trust concerns or unfulfillment, may have their roots in the suffering your soul went through before you were born, according to Buddhist beliefs. Maybe your feelings and viewpoints are shaped by the impact of a past life where you faced great suffering. You can understand your present feelings and, more significantly, how to deal with them by delving into your prior lives. Is it possible that you have an uncanny knack for certain things, like knowing how to do them from birth, or that you can't help but be captivated by the art and literature of a certain period? That could be a recollection of a past life where you perfected those skills, or it could be the roadmap to the fulfilled life you've always wanted. Let's get into the process of discovering how your current life sheds light on your past lives. Learning from your past can help you appreciate the present, overcome challenges gracefully, and play to your strengths. This is the right place for you if you ever wanted to discover more about the world beyond what you already knew. We will solve your current problems by piecing together your past. Someone who experiences feelings of loneliness regardless of their surroundings or level of solitude may have chosen to live alone in a previous incarnation, leaving emotional wounds that hinder their ability to form relationships. And everyone else on this planet, finding a balance between socializing and self-care may be your life's mission. Freeing oneself from the constraints of isolation and welcoming relationships with others. A deep spiritual crisis, the death of a loved one, or any number of other painful experiences can sometimes resurface as feelings of overwhelming loneliness. You have the opportunity to heal and let go of those wounds in this life, allowing you to build meaningful relationships free from the weight of your past. Conversely, if you thrive in quiet reflection and inner peace, it may be an indication that you were once a spiritual or wise entity that needed time alone. Maybe you're having trouble breaking out of your shell since your spirit is more used to being alone and contemplative. You are here to learn from others and share what you have with them, so it's important to strike a balance between your personal space and your interactions. If you find yourself feeling lonely in some areas of your life, it could be helpful to identify those areas and seek out individuals there. You might find new connections by studying these earlier paths. Appreciating the complexity of human connections is essential, but so is allowing oneself time to relax and recover. How about movies involving battles and action? Do you find great interest in the study of military history and strategy? If so, this could be a sign that in a past life you were a soldier, military strategist, or even a warrior in ancient times, that life was marked by battle struggles and tough decisions where your courage and leadership skills were constantly tested. These current interests may be reflections of experiences your soul lived on battlefields, where adrenaline and survival were the main focus. In that life, you might have been someone who fought for an ideal or defended your people with bravery. The intensity and urgency of the situations you faced could have left a deep mark on your soul, making you feel connected to themes of struggle and overcoming. Even today, perhaps that life taught you the importance of strength and strategy, which is why you're so interested in these subjects. However, in this life, the challenge might be learning to channel that energy peacefully, using your leadership skills and determination for causes that promote well-being and peace. This fascination with battles and conflicts might also indicate that in past lives you faced many adversities and had to fight not only physically but also emotionally to survive. This could have strengthened a side of your personality that values resilience and the ability to overcome. Now your mission in this life might be to understand that not every battle needs to be fought with brute force, and that often victory comes through diplomacy, empathy, and collaboration. If you find yourself attracted to these themes, might be interesting to reflect on how you handle challenges in your current life. Are you someone who faces problems head-on like a warrior, or do you tend to avoid confrontations? By understanding these tendencies and their roots in past lives, you can begin to balance the need for action with the wisdom of when and how to fight life's battles in a way that promotes growth and harmony. Born leader, if you feel naturally inclined to take charge in group situations, or if people often, perhaps in a previous life, you held a prominent position as a powerful leader, such as a king, queen, tribal chief, or even a spiritual leader. Through life's challenges, you grew as a leader and gained the skills to care for a big group of people. Maybe your current leadership skills are a holdover from when you were more respected. Perhaps you gained a valuable understanding of the perils of power, or were an effective leader, being a moderate leader who uses their power for the greater good and encourages others to improve while themselves could be your life's job. On the other hand, maybe you were a military leader or commander whose decisions on the field of battle may have decided the fate of your troops. This may explain how you maintain your composure and make unwavering choices even while under close examination. The true test, though, may come when this leadership ability is put to the test in settings devoid of conflict, but nonetheless involving the formation and growth of teams or communities. Consider your leadership style. If you believe you were destined to be in a position of authority, are you utilizing your position to benefit those under you, or are you motivated by a desire for control and power? You can enhance your leadership skills and leave a positive legacy in this life and the lives of those who follow you by learning about your past lives. Do you not find enigmas and mysticism fascinating? This could be a sign that you have a long lineage of helping others, whether as a healer, priest, monk, or student of esoteric knowledge, devoting yourself to uncovering the universe's secrets and seeing beyond the surface level. Because your hunger for knowledge and need for answers may have driven you from the beginning of time, you should keep exploring these questions and revising them for the contemporary world. Your penchant for unraveling mysteries may indicate that you formerly served as a sage spiritual guide for those who were bewildered and lost. Things that are now intriguing you may be a sign that your soul is seeking solutions that go beyond what is immediately apparent. This could explain your fascination with the ethereal and the supernatural. Using what you've learned on your past journeys in a way that anybody can comprehend and profit from might be your goal, finding a balance between the spiritual and the material. Meditation, reading up on old concepts, or joining a spiritual community are all great methods to reconnect with your spiritual background, especially if you share this interest with the unknown and the supernatural. Understanding your rebirth experiences might shed light on your spiritual journey. Your knowledge will grow and the paths of others will become clearer if you do this. Have you always thought of yourself as someone who loves to think up fresh ideas and put them into action, someone who is an entrepreneur or inventor? You may have been an innovator in a past life if that's true. If you were a trader who searched out new trade routes or an innovator who brought new technologies to your era, you were certainly a pioneer who was perpetually one step ahead of your time and eager to make a difference. This inclination towards innovation and entrepreneurship might be a reflection of a soul that was already accustomed to breaking barriers and exploring the new in that life. You might have been someone who faced significant challenges in trying to bring your ideas to the world. Maybe you encountered resistance or misunderstanding, but your determination and clear vision allowed you to overcome those obstacles and leave your mark. Now in this life, these qualities are still present, driving you to continue innovating and creating, but this time with the added wisdom of the lessons you learned in the past. This ability to see beyond what is obvious and to seek new solutions might be a sign that in past lives you played roles that required creativity and courage. Perhaps you were an explorer who charted new territories or a business leader who built something from scratch. In this life, your mission might be to use this creativity not just to seek personal success, but also to bring lasting benefits to society as a whole. If you identify with this entrepreneurial or innovative spirit, it might be helpful to reflect on how your ideas and projects can have a broader impact. Are you using your gifts to create something meaningful? By understanding your past lives, you can gain insights into how to overcome the challenges you face as an innovator and how to turn your passion into something that makes a real difference in the world. Caretaker or protector. If you have a natural tendency to care for others and a strong desire to protect and nurture them, it's possible that in a previous life, you fulfilled the role of a caretaker, nurse, or someone responsible for the well-being of your community or family, even if it meant sacrificing your own needs. This dedication to caring for others might have left a deep mark on your soul, making you continue to feel this responsibility for others in this life. In that existence, you might have been someone who dedicated your life to others, perhaps as a healer or guardian of your community. Your soul learned the importance of service and compassion, and these qualities are still present in you today. Now your mission in this life might be to learn to balance this need to care for others with caring for yourself. You might need to learn to set healthy boundaries, ensuring that your desire to help doesn't become a source of burnout. This inclination towards care and protection might also be a sign that in past lives you went through situations where you had to fight to protect those you love, perhaps as a warrior or defender of your family or tribe. This experience might have strengthened your sense of duty and responsibility, but also left scars that now manifest as difficulty in trusting that others can take care of themselves. In this life, the mission might be to learn to trust others and allow them to take on their own responsibilities. If you identify as a caregiver or protector, it might be helpful to reflect on how you can balance your desire to help with the need to care for yourself. Your overwhelming fear of failure is preventing you from taking advantage of new opportunities, but by learning about your past incarnations, you can obtain a new perspective and create a service that is both sustainable and fulfilling. There may be a connection to a past life where you had a significant failure, perhaps as a bold leader or someone who dared to dream big. The disappointment may have been so crushing that it scarred your spirit and formed a mental wall that you'll never be able to overcome. What you dread now may be an unconscious attempt to protect yourself from facing the pain and heartbreak of that previous existence. Taking a chance or being caught off guard could have been the reasons behind your downfall in that existence. Maybe you staked everything on an unsuccessful idea or campaign. If you had been more prepared for the future, this setback could have changed your life in profound ways. You may be holding on to this dread in this life as a defense mechanism, but it's also possible that it's keeping you from thriving. Nevertheless, you have the power to transform your worry into a motivating force that helps you overcome obstacles, make more informed decisions, and be more prepared. Reflecting on instances where this fear of failing hindered your progress could be helpful if you relate. Recognizing the origins of this fear in previous lives will help you start to conquer it. When you overcome your fears, you'll be able to take calculated chances that ultimately benefit you. Concerns that may arise. If you have an inexplicable fear of water, like a deep fear of drowning, or an aversion to large bodies of water, this might be a reflection of a past life where the sea played an important and possibly traumatic role. Often these intense fears don't have a logical explanation in the current life, like a negative experience with water. Instead, They might be subconscious memories of a past life where you could have been a sailor or someone involved in major sea voyages. If you feel tension or discomfort at the thought of being at sea, it's possible that you went through a shipwreck or other traumatic water-related event in a previous life. On the other hand, if you feel an irresistible attraction to the sea, as if it has a magnetic power over you, this might indicate that the sea was an important part of who you were in another life. Maybe you were a navigator or explorer, someone who spent much of your time on ocean expeditions. The fascination with the sea might be a memory of freedom and adventure, or a deep connection with the vastness and mystery that the ocean represents. This love for the sea might have been something you developed in a past life, and that still resonates strongly with your soul today. These memories, whether they are of fear or fascination, influence the way you relate to water in your current life. If you're afraid of swimming or avoid boat trips, it might be helpful to explore these feelings through meditations or regressions to try to access the root of this fear and thus heal it. On the other hand, if you feel at home near the sea, this connection might be a clue about who you were and the lessons you learned in past lives. Maybe water represents an element of healing and comfort for you, something that is still deeply connected to your being. Understanding these feelings towards water can offer a new perspective on your current life. Recognizing that these fears or fascinations might have origins in past lives can be liberating, allowing you to deal with them more consciously. If you feel that the sea has a special power over you, it's likely that it is connected to old memories that still need to be understood and integrated into your current journey. If you've ever felt misunderstood or even rejected for having special gifts or a unique sensitivity, this might be a sign of who you were in a past life. Maybe you were a person with spiritual or intuitive abilities, someone who had a deep connection with the invisible world. In ancient times, people with these capabilities were often viewed with suspicion, persecuted, or even called witches. However, these witches were not bad people, but individuals with spiritual gifts that were misunderstood and feared by others. In a past life, you might have been one of those people who, despite your intention to help and heal, was rejected by society. Maybe you had healing abilities, made predictions, or had deep knowledge about nature and the energies that govern the world. Because of this, you might have suffered persecution, been marginalized, or even faced severe punishment. This memory of misunderstanding and persecution may be influencing your current journey. Are you fearful of expressing your abilities or revealing your true self to the world in your current life? This fear of judgment or rejection can show itself in several ways. Maybe you have powers that are difficult to describe, such as a strong intuition, premonitory dreams, or other abilities, but you're worried that other people won't understand you. Another possibility is that you're uniquely gifted but have a hard time expressing yourself, since you're constantly aware of how you stand out. If you've ever felt rejected for your talents in a past life, these feelings can be a reincarnation of that dread. Is a return to a past life where rejection for your abilities caused you to be timid and hide your true self. Understanding that this feeling of being misunderstood has roots in a past life can be liberating. By recognizing that these memories still influence your behavior, you can start healing these wounds and allowing yourself to be who you really are without fear. Knowing that your abilities are a gift and not a curse can help you find people and communities that accept and value you for who you are. This way, you can transform fear into strength and rejection into acceptance, living fully the purpose your soul brought from other lives. If you've ever felt trapped in a routine that seems never-ending, or if you sometimes question the purpose of your life, this might be a sign of who you were in a past life. Many people go through life feeling like they are just passing time, without finding true motivation or meaning. In a past life, you might have been someone who lived extremely strict. Perhaps you were a worker in a rigid environment, a peasant with limited options for change, or even someone living under strict rules that limited your freedom and creativity. Your current situation could be impacted by the limitations you faced in the past. Maybe you wish you could change some things about the memories of a time when you didn't have much choice and your position in society was set in stone. If you're feeling stuck, it's normal to want to break free, yet nothing seems to work. Apathy, frustration, or the epiphany that you aren't living life to the fullest at this very moment are all potential results. Feeling stuck in an endless cycle is a common experience. Either you're too preoccupied with the mundane to give any thought to pursuing your dreams, or you're stuck in a job that doesn't inspire you because you see no way out. This pattern may indicate an appeal from your spirit for release and a new beginning, as it harkens back to a time when you were stifled in a past existence. To break free of this loop, one must first acknowledge that the experience of being stuck may have its roots in a past existence. After you accept that your unhappiness is more of a message from the soul than a temporary state of mind, you may start looking for solutions to escape your constraints and finally break free. Whether it's a new pastime, a different holiday spot, or a complete job shift, taking a chance can be all it takes to rediscover the purpose in life. This is a fantastic method for transforming mundane tasks into opportunities and finding meaning in the present moment if you have any of the characteristics we discuss. For this reason, it's not out of the question that your past lives influence your present one. The first step in changing this reality is to recognize and embrace these patterns as part of your journey. Realizing that these feelings or behaviors have long-standing origins and that you aren't bound to them forever can be liberating. For example, if you feel an intense fear of water, recognizing that this might be linked to a traumatic experience in a past life is the beginning of overcoming that fear. Knowing the origin of the problem gives you the power to face it consciously. After recognizing these influences, it's time to transform these past lessons into strengths for your present. If you see yourself as someone who always carries a lot of responsibility or feels trapped in a purposeless routine, this might be a sign that your soul is ready to learn how to live differently. The key here is to change your perspective. Instead of seeing these experiences as burdens, see them as opportunities for growth. If you were a figure of great responsibility in past lives, now the time to learn to delegate, to find balance, and to trust more in the people around you. This shift in attitude can unlock new possibilities in your current life. Another way to use this information to change your reality is to reconnect with the talents and abilities you developed in past lives. If you identified as someone who was deeply spiritual or possessed special gifts, now might be the time to explore these qualities more deeply. You should allow yourself to develop these abilities without fear of judgment from others. Perhaps you have a sharp intuition or a natural talent for helping others, and by embracing these qualities you not only honor who you were but also create a positive impact on the world around you. This reconnection can bring a new sense of purpose and fulfillment to your life. Finally, transforming your reality also involves making conscious choices that align your present with the purpose of your soul. This means making decisions that resonate with who you truly are, rather than following paths that only reinforce negative patterns from the past. If you feel that you were always misunderstood or persecuted for your gifts, for example, now is the time to find environments and people who accept and value you. Changing your reality is a journey of self-discovery and courage, where you use the lessons of the past to build a future that truly reflects the essence of who you are. By doing this, you not only heal the wounds of the past, but also create a life that is fuller and more meaningful. Techniques that delve into the depths of your consciousness can help you access memories of past lives. Among the most effective ways is deep meditation. Meditation, which soothes the mind and promotes a state of deep relaxation, is one technique for accessing latent memories. By listening to a narrator describe several scenarios, guided meditation is a common technique that lets you envision yourself in a previous life. Taking a step back and allowing your body and mind to be free to create images and experiences as they arrive is the key to this method. Another popular method involves having a therapist or other qualified individual help you through the regression process. Regression therapy might help you regain memories that have faded with time by putting you into a deep sleep. As images, sounds, or feelings from your previous lives surface throughout these sessions, your reincarnations may become clearer. By doing this, you will gain a deeper understanding of patterns and actions that seem to be unrelated to the present moment. Discovering reincarnation can also be aided by dreams. There is a general consensus that dreams can access these memories. Maintaining a dream journal can provide light on your dream interpretations and their connections to your waking life. Lucid dreaming, in which one becomes aware while dreaming, is one technique to explore one's past incarnations more thoroughly. This method can be useful when you wish to investigate a certain aspect of your history. As with the ideas of karma and rebirth, these pursuits might be instructive for those who are curious about reincarnation. Remembering that our current reality is a result of our previous deeds and choices can help us make sense of the memories that arise during these practices. By purifying the mind and heart, loving kindness meditation makes it easier to access and constructively integrate these memories. Not only may these practices help you discover who you really are, but they also show you how to live a life that matters and is conscious of who you are. Attributes that are unique to each individual. Do you identify more with one of the profiles we discussed earlier? Maybe you've always thought nobody could possibly understand your special abilities, or maybe you've always been horrified by water, even though you have a strong affinity with the sea. The world of matter may not hold all the answers for you. Perhaps you are a really spiritual person. There might be more to you than meets the eye here. These characteristics could even reveal who you were in a past life. When you look at these things from a new angle, you can see how your present experiences are related to your soul's history and destiny. The first step in understanding your journey, and more importantly, making the most of it, is to recognize these patterns. Post your stories in the comments section so that people can think about their own paths and explore these links further. Never miss an opportunity to grow into the person you aspire to be by immersing yourself in self-discovery and connecting with like-minded individuals. Let us know what you think in the comments area, and we may look into our common past. If you've made it this far, it's clear that you're interested in discovering more about your background and how it influences your present. May this film have shed light on things and deepened the connection you have with your journey of self-discovery. You should never cease expanding your knowledge of your rebirth history. Every new nugget of data can be flawlessly woven into the tapestry of your soul's evolution. To stay up to date with our upcoming videos on spirituality, reincarnation, and how to incorporate this knowledge into your current life, subscribe to our channel. On top of that, I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Share your thoughts on the characteristics we discussed and how they apply to your rebirth experiences in the comments below. Send some positive energy to someone you know who could be interested in this topic by sending them this video. I would be delighted to see you in an upcoming video.